Doo-doo-doo. Well, it's been a while. Recent record pickups video. Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? This is Sean of Raw Select Music. I am back with a bunch of records that I've picked up over the last few months, and I've been kind of avoiding doing this style of video for a while now just because I've been compiling a lot of the records that I have picked up and just doing a recommendation video, which you can always check out here or here. I don't know where the little eye icon thing is supposed to pop up. But anyways, I wanted to talk about some of the 7 inches that I picked up, as well as some of the records that you can expect to see videos on in the future, and I figured this was the best format for doing that. So with that being said, let's talk about these guys and these guys. So first off, we have a track from Western Prim and Backlash. This is Spiderweb backed with Cimarron. As I've stated in videos in the past, I picked this up because it is a track from the Now Again Jazzman Florida Funk compilation, and this was always a highlight track for me. I really love the looseness, the laid-back feel of it. It's got a really kick-ass horn line to it, and it's got a really cool double time switch up in it too. It was just a 7 inch that I wanted to have for the longest time. Saw it on Disc Union. I think it was pretty cheap. I think it was only like 1,000 yen. So I knew that I had to add this guy to my collection.
Spiderweb, big up.
Just a nice little Funk 45. Definitely grab this one if you ever run across it. The B-side's alright. Cimarron's definitely more of like some up-tempo funk kind of stuff, and it's alright, but the real draw here is the Spiderweb track, and definitely grab this one if you ever run across it. Alright, next up we have a track. Next up we have another 7 inch from Plain Jane Records. This is Shadish, I'm Leavin', which has production from Nottz, and it just sounded like some really good upbeat neo-soul stuff, and the main draw with this one is the production by Nottz. If you've never heard a Nottz beat, they generally knock, and this guy right here is no exception.
When that girl walking down, you didn't even try to hide. You did it right out in the open.
Really cool about this 7 inch right here is the fact that even if you're not a huge fan of the vocals on here, which, I mean, for me, being one of the pickiest people out there when it comes to vocalists, from my initial listen, I liked the way that she sounded on it. Even if you're not a fan of her vocals, it does come with a Nottz instrumental. It's super soulful. It's got some really nice hard-hitting drums on it. And like I said, it's just got sort of a pleasant, upbeat feel to it. It's very uplifting, and definitely could use a little bit more music like this in my life. All right, number 3 is a record that I picked up because it was a used copy that was on sale on Jet Set. This is Miles Bonny's cover of Mr. Man, which I believe is a Prince track, and much like the Shadish track, it comes with the instrumental on the flip, and Miles Bonny is super hit and miss with me. Occasionally he has tracks that I really like, and then occasionally he'll have tracks that I'm really not a fan of. Thankfully, really dig this track. I really love the instrumental on here because Miles Bonny brings out his flugelhorn for this, and his vocals are pretty on point with this track. Plus the production on here, nice, more electronic sounding beat. It's got nice hard-hitting drums. It's got a really nice bass line, and yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say about it, so why don't we give it a listen, shall we?
Matthew 5:5 say the big shot inherit the earth. We gonna beat on that way, 'cause you've been tripping since your day of birth.
Alright, next up we have some Detroit instrumental hip-hop. This is Info 65, released on Jedi High Records in 2017. And actually, just as I started recording this video, I found out that Info 65 just recently put out a new album as recent as April. So I might have to check that out sometime in the future. My first initial listen with this record is it just sounded like some nice instrumental hip-hop with a little bit of Detroit swing to it, but mostly this seems to favor a lot more boom bap style sounds, as well as having much more of a just straight up soul chop vibe to it. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of craziness going on in it, but my initial impressions of this record was, I think I could probably get into this. Features a lot of soul chops, a lot of vocal chops, and it's definitely a little bit different from the stuff that I've been buying in terms of instrumental hip-hop as of late. And my initial impressions on this record were pretty positive. All right. So now we come to the main event. In April, I picked up Thundercat's latest album, It Is What It Is, and all of a sudden it just turned into a Thundercat collectathon, because shortly after that I picked up his EP, The Beyond Where the Giants Roam, and from that I started going a little insane, decided that I needed to pick up his 2017 album, Drunk, and then I got the idea, well, I'm already 2 albums and an EP deep, I might as well just go for everything, and I picked up Apocalypse and the Golden Age of Apocalypse, pretty much completing my Thundercat collection. I think aside from one 7-inch, I now have the complete Thundercat discography. I don't usually do this, but for whatever reason, Thundercat's music has been hitting me quite nicely as of late. I've really been into not only It Is What It Is, but I've really enjoyed my time with Drunk as well. The other 2 records, his 2 older ones, The Golden Age of the Apocalypse and Apocalypse, I haven't really listened to all that much yet, so I don't really have much of an opinion on them. But my initial impressions of both these records are Thundercat still trying to figure out his sound, and it's really cool to hear sort of the refinement process as he went from records like this one, and then finally moving into his more recent output with stuff like this. So I'm really excited. One of my plans for a future video is to rank every Thundercat album and let you know which ones are my favorite. But in terms of recommendations or anything, yeah, pretty much anything that Thundercat's put out, especially his latest one, all worth checking out. That's all I'm gonna say on it, because I want to go into more depth on all of these records in a future video. So definitely look forward to that, hopefully in the next few weeks. I don't want to wait too long to get into these, but at the very least, you can look forward to a whole lot of Thundercat in the not too distant future. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. Thanks as always for watching. If you've checked out any of these albums, let me know what you thought about them down in the comments. If you want to hear any of these albums for yourself, as always, head over to my WordPress or Steam It blogs, because that's where I will be posting music links to any of the records that I talk about on this channel. Also, please head over to my Mixcloud. There you can check out Raw Select Radio, the audio component of this YouTube channel. And always make sure that you check out my live streams. I'm either going to be doing them over on my Facebook page, or I'm going to be doing them here on YouTube. I'm still sort of working out the kinks in the streaming situation, but hopefully over time they will be smoother. But in any case, you can look forward to them. They're always going to be on Sunday, starting from either 7 or 8 p.m. Japan time, and I'll usually go for about an hour or 2 hours. And in those live streams, you can hear me play records like the ones that I talk about in these kinds of videos, videos, as well as a whole host of other records that I don't get a chance to talk about on this channel. Links to everything, as always, down in the description. So that's gonna be it for me today, guys. Thanks as always for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. So until then, peace out!